So you've got a gig coming up, you know you've got to take a solo, and somebody told you, hey, you just need to use a pentatonic scale on this solo. So you learn your pentatonic scale, you're all ready to go, you get to the gig, but have you ever found that your solos sound a little bit like this? When really, you prefer your solos to sound a bit more like this. Well, don't worry, because I've got you covered on this week's free saxophone lesson, because I've got 3 really cool pro tips to help you improvise better saxophone solos. But just before we get there, talking of improvising, I've just reopened enrollment for my flagship Improvisation Mastery course. If you really want to be able to make a song your own, play a melodic line through changes, or just express how you feel and, make the music your own in the moment, then Improvisation Mastery is an awesome step-by-step, end-to-end course, taking you from zero to hero with your improvising. It's only open a few times a year, and it's open tomorrow. It's open this week if you're watching when the video comes out. However, what's always open is my exclusive Inner Circle membership, and there's a free 7-day trial. So jump in there if you want to get some more behind the scenes action. I break down solos for you. There's bonus content which goes with every YouTube video, including this one. And it's one of the friendliest communities that you'll find in the saxophone world. So go and click the link in the description to claim your free 7-day trial. See if you like it, and if you love it, stick with it. And if you don't, no problem, no hard feelings. So without further ado, let's crack on with today's lesson about how to improvise better saxophone solos, and let's get to those 3 tips. But to do that, we're going to have to jump into the classroom. Let's do it. Welcome to the classroom. Welcome to the blackboard. Now, the point of today's lesson is to help you improvise better sax solos, and I've got 3 pro tips which are really going to help you, not by getting more technique and not by getting more skills, just 3 things which are really going to help you take the resources you've already got and create much better sax solos with them. Now, there's 3 things we're going to look at. The first thing is to focus on the home note, okay? So focus on the home note. Now, when I say that, what's the home note? Well, it's just the key note, all right? It's the note which is the most important note in the piece. It's your home note, the home key note. And how do you find that note? Well, that's the note that when the song plays is the note that when you sing it, it's got the most magnetic, all the other notes are drawn to it. It just makes you feel at home when you sing that note. That's the home note, that's the key. Now your key could be major or it could be minor. So what we're going to do today is, I thought it'd be fun to have something super practical that you can actually use that is quite possibly a situation you've been in. So we are actually going to look at Superstition by Stevie Wonder, because it's the kind of track that is played by many bands, function bands, pub bands, all that sort of stuff, club bands. And it's also a tune that you might have had to solo on before. So I thought, well, let's do something that's actually going to be useful. So we're going to solo on Stevie Wonder's Superstition. Now, let's talk about the pentatonic scale. So I'm sure you know about the pentatonic scale, and people say to you, oh yeah, just blow with the pentatonic scale, it's going to sound great, which is all true, but not without these 3 things I'm going to teach you. So Superstition is in concert E flat minor. So if you're a tenor player, that's going to be F minor. And if you're an alto player, that is going to be C minor. Now, you can see these pentatonic scales written right next to me. I can't do it backwards. Which way is it? Oh no, it must be that way. So it's like trying to do things in the mirror. It's impossible. You can see that I've written these scales a bit different from usual. Normally you get the tonic and then the notes go up and down from the tonic to the tonic. But I've put the tonic in the middle of the scale. And what I want you to do is to focus your soloing around that note, and you can pivot down to the lower notes and you can pivot up to the higher notes. Now, once you've got a grip on this stuff, of course, you can mix it up and you can, fill your boots and go crazy. But just to begin with, just to get that real focus on the home note, I want you to practice doing, the majority of your notes on that key note, which for tenor is F and for altos is C, and then you kind of pivot up and then you pivot down around it, and it gives your solos a real grounded feel. So that is the first tip. Now I'm going to demonstrate this for you. So let me just put my headphones on so that I can hear the backing track and grab the old saxophone. So I'm going to demonstrate playing a solo with 2 notes above and 2 notes below using this pentatonic scale. So let me just switch my sax mic over and I will get going. Here we go. So hopefully you can see there that I was focusing mainly on the middle note, and I was pivoting down and then pivoting up again and trying to balance the two to create some really cool funky phrases through the track. So that is tip number 1, okay? Try and focus your energies on the home note and it'll really make your solos sound nice and grounded. Okay, moving on to number 2. Now, number 2 is divided into 3 parts, okay? So number 2 is going to be called the 3 S's. And we've got 3 things starting with S, which are going to be really key for you to start blowing some really awesome solos. Now, the first S is space. And what do I mean by space? I mean, like Miles famously said to Coltrane, take the horn out of your mouth. One of the most common faults that you see with beginner and intermediate improvisers and even beyond is that you just play far too much. You just got to let the music breathe a little bit more. So leave some space. That's the first S. The second S is to play something nice and simple. You don't have to do something crazy to sound good, especially when you're beginning. Now, remember I said that these 3 tips are going to be taking the resources you've already got and making them sound much better. So I don't want you to learn more fancy scales. I don't want you to learn a whole, new bunch of licks. I don't want you to try and, play lots of notes. Just play something really simple, which is really going to communicate, the funk or the feeling or whatever it is in the song that you're trying to play. The more simple you do it, the more accurately and powerfully and emotionally you'll be able to articulate that idea. And the third S is strong. Now, when I mean strong, I mean to play with a strong sound and a really strong sense of rhythm. Strong sound, strong sense of rhythm. So when you combine the 3 S's, the 3 golden S's, you're going to leave some space for the music to breathe. You're going to play some nice simple stuff, and it's going to be nice and strong with a powerful sound and really strong rhythm, which is right in the groove. Now, you don't need to know a lot of notes to do that. So let's get back on the sax and demonstrate the 3 S's. And we're trying to sort of combine them as we go. So I will still focus on the home note as well, because I do that naturally, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit more this time and just focus on 3 S's this time. So let's grab my horn and let's see how we get on with this. So leave some gaps. Play something simple, make it strong sound and strong rhythm. Here we go. Let's see how this sounds. All right, so simple, strong, and leaving some nice gaps for the music to breathe, which takes us on to our third tip. Now, the third tip is to play logical motifs when you're improvising, okay? And I'll talk you through what I mean by that. So a motif is just a really short musical idea, like a little segment, a little cell, a couple of notes, 4 notes, an idea. It's a little, creative piece, like think of it like a Lego brick that you have come up with. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to clump these together into 2 and 4 bar phrases, all right? 2 and 4 bar phrases. Now, that's going to give your solo a real sense of cohesion. It's going to make it sound like it's right in the structure of the song, as long as it's like a 4 or 8 bar thing, which most of the stuff you play is going to be. And what you want to do is you want to play a little motif, and then you want to maybe play it again, or maybe play something different that contrasts it, and then go back to your first idea. Or you can even think of it like having a little conversation with yourself, musically speaking. So you play one thing, you answer it, you play another thing, you answer it with something different, and you try and make it all fit within these 2, 4, and 8 bar chunks of the music. That's going to give your solo a real sense of cohesion. Now, the masters of this, of course, are Michael Brecker and players like that. Lenny Pickett is fantastic at that as well. So let's have a little go at this. I'm going to have a little go myself, and I'll try and play some motifs that make sense with each other and fit within the 2 and 4 bar sections. Okay, here we go. Remember, I'm still just using that 1 pentatonic scale. So that was an example of using some motifs to try and construct your solo with a little bit of logic to it. Now, I'm not saying in the heat of battle that I would do quite as structured motifs as that, but I'm just demonstrating it to let you get the point. Now, the real power comes when you combine all those 3 tips, and your solos are really, really going to come on. When you focus on the home note to give it that sense of solidness, you've got the 3 S's of leaving some space for the music to breathe, playing simple stuff with a strong sound and strong rhythm, and constructing your solo with strong motifs that fit into 2, 4, and 8 bar chunks. Wow, you're just going to take that 1 pentatonic scale that you already know, and your solos are going to sound so much better, I can promise you. So that's all I've got for you this week. I hope it's been a really helpful lesson showing you how to improve your sax solos when you're going to take those solos with your band. I'm sure that if you apply those 3 tips, your solos are going to be really transformed. And the ultimate solution to transforming your solos, of course, is my improvisation mastery course, which is open this week if you're watching this on the week that the video comes out. If not, don't worry, there'll be a form. You can put your name in, and next time it becomes available for sale, I'll let you know straight away. In the meantime, of course, don't forget about the free 7-day trial for the Inner Circle membership. There's a bunch of really cool stuff in there, including some really world-class special guests, including Ernie Watts. And you can have all that and a lot more besides inside the Inner Circle. It's really cool. I'd love you to go and check it out. Just use the link in the description. Okay, until next week, I hope you practice hard. Practice smart. You can practice smart now. And enjoy your music. Take it easy, guys. Bye. I can tell you that if you combine all 3 of them, your solos are really, really, really going to sound so much better.